English Leap podcast.
From Speak English with Class.
Hey there, English learners. Welcome back to the English Leap podcast, your go-to podcast for learning English the fun, natural way and improving all areas of your life. I'm Erin.
And I'm Evan. We're so excited to have you with us today. Whether you're new here or you've been listening for a while, we've got a great episode lined up for you.
Absolutely. Let me ask you something. What do you think is the one thing that can make or break your success, whether it's learning English, staying fit, or reaching any goal?
That's an interesting question. Let me guess. If there's one thing that truly determines success, it has to be self-discipline. It's what keeps us moving forward, even when motivation fades.
You're absolutely right. And now that you mention it, I've been struggling with self-discipline lately. I've been falling behind on some personal goals and, to be honest, feeling a bit undisciplined.
I can totally relate. We all have those moments where we set big goals and then struggle to stick with them. What's been going on for you?
Well, for example, I've been wanting to exercise more, but the days when I need to work out always seem to clash with my Netflix binge sessions. I just can't seem to keep the momentum going, and I keep thinking, I'll start tomorrow.
The classic "I'll start tomorrow" syndrome. We've all been there. But hey, this is exactly why we're talking about self-discipline today. Because without it, we end up procrastinating and losing sight of our goals.
Exactly. So, in today's episode, we're going to break down how to build self-discipline, why it's crucial for success, and how we can stay motivated even when things get tough.
Yes. And the best part? We've got some practical tips to share that'll help you stay disciplined in both your English learning and other areas of your life.
And, as always, we've got a special treat for you. Our free PDF guide for today's episode, which includes key takeaways, comprehension questions, and grammar exercises. You can use it to reinforce what you learned today and keep improving your discipline and English.
And don't forget, we'll also be introducing some new intermediate-level vocabulary throughout the episode. These words and phrases will help you sound even more natural when you speak English, and we'll be breaking them down in Charlotte's vocabulary section later on.
So, stick around, because this episode is packed with practical insights that will help you build self-discipline and take your English skills to new heights.
That's right. Whether you're looking to build better habits, improve your speaking confidence, or just get better at staying focused, this episode is for you.
All right, let's get started with today's topic, how to build self-discipline and stay consistent on the path to success.
Let's kick things off with the first tip. Start with tiny habits. If you're aiming to build self-discipline, focusing on small, manageable habits is a great way to begin.
I can totally relate to this. Every year I set huge goals, like working out for an hour every day or eating perfectly. And every year, by mid-January, I'm already overwhelmed and burned out. It's frustrating because I can't keep up with such big expectations.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. New Year's resolutions can be so tempting, but they can also lead to burnout if we try to do too much at once. The key is to start small and build momentum.
Exactly. I've realized that when I focus on tiny habits, like committing to just 5 minutes of exercise each day, I'm more likely to stick with it. It feels more manageable, and over time, it builds up.
That's it. Tiny habits, done consistently, help you build momentum. Like you said, 5 minutes of exercise every day seems small, but over a few weeks or months, it can really add up.
Yeah, it's the same with language learning. Instead of committing to study English for an hour, commit to just 5 minutes of practice a day, whether it's reading, listening, or learning a new word. Over time, that small habit will turn into progress, and you'll feel more confident without feeling stressed. Remember, consistency is key.
Exactly. James Clear in Atomic Habits talks about how small habits compound over time. The idea is to make the habit so small that you can't say no to it. You might only practice for a few minutes, but that small effort, done consistently, leads to big results.
I love that. And the best part is, when you focus on small habits, they naturally become part of your routine. It's easier to stay disciplined without feeling like you're forcing yourself.
Totally. And now, moving to the second tip, focus on systems, not just goals. Goals are great, but they don't always lead to success without a clear system to back them up.
I've definitely made that mistake. I'd set big goals like, I want to lose 30 pounds in 3 months. But without a system in place, I just couldn't keep up. I'd start strong, but then get discouraged when I didn't see quick results.
Exactly. That's where systems come in. A system is a series of small daily actions that get you closer to your goal.
Ah, I see. So instead of focusing on the outcome, our listeners should focus on creating a system for success. For example, they can practice English for just 10 minutes every morning or listen to English podcasts during their commute. By making these small, consistent habits a part of their daily routine, they'll start seeing big results over time.
Yes, and once your system is in place, it becomes automatic. You don't have to rely on motivation. You just follow the routine, no matter how small it seems.
I like that. When I focus on building a routine, I'm not stressing about the end goal, just about following through with the system I've set up.
Exactly. Systems are what keep you on track. With the right system in place, you're less likely to burn out or give up because your actions become consistent and automatic.
Right. It's like creating a path that leads you to your goal without all the bumps and detours. Once the system is in place, it becomes second nature.
Exactly. And that leads us to the next tip. Make habits attractive. If you make a habit fun, sticking with it becomes a whole lot easier.
I totally agree. When I started exercising, I used to dread it, but then I started making it enjoyable. I'd listen to my favorite music or watch a funny TV show while stretching. Suddenly, working out wasn't such a chore.
Exactly. The same approach works for English practice. If you find ways to make it enjoyable, like watching an exciting English show or treating yourself after a study session, it makes the process so much more fun.
That's a great idea. If our listeners reward themselves after practicing English, like with a small treat or a fun activity, it'll keep them motivated. It's like bribing yourself to learn, but in a good way.
Haha. Well, who doesn't love a little self-bribery? Positive reinforcement is powerful. When you pair good habits with rewards, it makes it more likely you'll stick with them. Your brain loves rewards, and it'll strengthen the habit over time.
So, making habits attractive by pairing them with rewards means I'm more likely to stick to my goals, whether it's fitness or language learning. Who knew being disciplined could involve snacks and TV?
Right. Discipline doesn't have to be a boring task. And that leads us to the next tip, designing your environment for success. The truth is, your surroundings can either help or hurt your discipline.
Oh, I can definitely vouch for that. When my desk is cluttered or I've got snacks all around me, I get distracted really quickly.
Haha, like a setup for disaster. If your environment doesn't support your goals, it's way too easy to give in to distractions.
Exactly. That's why I've started keeping my workout clothes right by my bed and my gym bag near the door. That way, I'm reminded to exercise first thing in the morning. I also moved the snacks away from my desk to avoid temptation and stay focused.
Smart move. The key is to make it easier to follow through and harder to procrastinate.
Exactly. Same thing goes for English learning too. For all of you learning English, make your environment work for you. Keep your study materials visible and accessible, whether it's books, apps, or flashcards. Make sure they're within reach. Out of sight, out of mind, right?
Right. And don't forget, the people around you matter too. Surround yourself with people who support your goals. If your friends are cheering you on, it's a lot easier to stay disciplined.
Well, unless your friends are distracting you with cake. But that's a different story.
True. And speaking of distractions, that's where managing your willpower and energy comes in. Willpower is like a muscle. It gets weaker the more you use it.
Oh, I totally feel that. By the end of the day, I've used up all my willpower, and I'm just trying to resist the urge to binge watch Netflix.
Haha, I hear you. That's why it's important to manage your energy wisely. Do your most important tasks, like studying English or exercising, when you're feeling your best, usually earlier in the day.
Right. So for me, if I exercise in the morning, I'm more likely to stick with it. But by the evening, I don't have the energy to force myself to work out.
Exactly. And for English learners, find your peak energy time and use it for focused practice. Whether it's reviewing vocabulary, speaking, or listening, do it when you're feeling sharp to make the most of your energy.
Totally. And another tip is automating decisions. The fewer decisions you have to make, the more energy you'll have for the things that really matter, like learning or working out.
Exactly. Automating your decisions helps you conserve mental energy for the big stuff. Now, once you've set up your systems, having someone to hold you accountable can take it to the next level. Social support is key to boosting your self-discipline.
I completely agree. When I have a workout buddy or a friend checking in on me, I'm way more likely to stay on track with my exercise routine.
Exactly. The same goes for English learners. Whether it's a language partner, a study group, or even just a friend who checks in on your progress, having someone hold you accountable can make a huge difference.
It's like having someone to help you stay focused, except without the judgment. Just a gentle push when you need it.
That's the idea. Accountability helps keep you motivated and consistent. Whether it's sharing your English practice with a friend or working out with a partner, it's much easier to stay disciplined with support.
Exactly. And for fitness, if I have someone to encourage me, it's so much harder to skip a workout. Same for English. You're more likely to stick to it if you've got that support.
Now that we've covered some powerful tips for building self-discipline, let's take a quick moment to review some key words and phrases we've mentioned today.
That's right. And to help with your English learning, we've got Charlotte here to explain some of the intermediate vocabulary we use today. Over to you, Charlotte.
Hi everyone, it's Charlotte here, and today I'm going to break down some key vocabulary from today's episode that can help boost your English skills. Let's dive in. Momentum, meaning the force that makes something keep moving or developing. Example, starting small helps you build momentum towards achieving your big goals. Overwhelmed, meaning feeling like you have too much to handle. Example, she felt overwhelmed with all the work she had to do for the project. Burnout, meaning physical or mental exhaustion from too much stress or work. Example, if you don't take breaks, you might experience burnout. Procrastinate, meaning to delay doing something that needs to be done. Example, I tend to procrastinate when it comes to cleaning my room. Consistently, meaning doing something in the same way without changing over time. Example, he consistently practices his guitar every day. Motivation, meaning the desire or reason to do something. Example, her motivation to study comes from wanting to pass the exam with flying colors. Reinforcement, meaning encouraging or strengthening a behavior with rewards. Example, positive reinforcement helped the dog learn new tricks faster. Accountability, meaning being responsible for your actions, especially with others checking on you. Example, having a study buddy creates accountability to make sure you stay on track. Willpower, meaning the ability to control yourself and your actions, especially in difficult situations. Example, it takes willpower to avoid eating junk food when you're trying to eat healthier. Automating, meaning making something automatic or routine so you don't have to think about it. Example, He's automating his daily tasks by setting reminders on his phone. And that's it for today's vocabulary section. Remember, the best way to remember new words is by using them in real-life situations. Try to include these words in your conversations or writing to reinforce your learning.
Thanks, Charlotte. Those vocabulary tips are always helpful.
Absolutely. And now it's time to wrap up. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the English Leap podcast.
Remember to keep those tiny habits in place, stay consistent, and make your environment work for you.
And, of course, reward yourself along the way. Good habits don't have to be boring. Make them fun.
We'll catch you in the next episode. Keep learning and keep improving. Until then, take care.
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.